Hello, it is me. I am actually unwell. So I have taken some time off of work now, and I've just been sort of sitting and knitting and like catching up on some podcasts and things, and trying to like slow down and resist the urge to make this video really complicated or to do lots and lots of knitting, or to like start lots of things, or to be really ambitious, or to make a really complicated dinner or anything like that, because I should actually just rest. I think I've got a little bit of a chest infection, so you won't see this luckily because I cut these bits out, but I'm kind of stopping and hacking and coughing in a really attractive and healthy sounding way. So I'm going to make myself some lunch. I am going to take some R&R. I might go to bed and try and nap. Just to prove that it's real. I also put on some handmade socks just to make myself feel better. But actually it does make me feel better because they are properly made for my feet, and they're cozy. And this is the exact same jumper. I'm wearing my ranunculus that I wore yesterday, but it also makes me feel like I'm kind of being hugged by like a nice cloud, not a rain cloud, but a nice warm fluffy cartoony cloud, or a sheep or something. So that's what I'm going to do next. My hot water bottle cover that I started yesterday is coming along really well. It already has got some of the pattern repeats in, and I didn't explain this, but it's like a gingham pattern, the Laura hot water bottle, and it's by Anna Stephenson, I want to say. I'll actually put the link in the description for what I'm making today so that you can see it. But it's coming along really nicely. It's quite a comforting thing to work on. I am using the DPNs to do it, but one of the DPNs, they're all made of bamboo, and one of them, I realised as I was doing it, my cat had gnawed the end of it. So that DPN, when that one comes around in the cycle, that's a little bit less fun to work with, but otherwise I'm really enjoying making it, and I think it's going to be great. Nothing else, I guess, really to report from my day. I'm just gonna rest and just take it easy. Please send your well wishes in the virtual post. I'm receiving them. I'm grateful for them. Thanks. Dr. Pepper is looking after me. I tried to make an appointment with the GP, but it is so difficult. It is so hard. Don't get me started on the challenge of primary care in the UK. I'm just going to show you what my hot water bottle cover looks like, because I spent the afternoon just like gently working on it and it's looking really good in my opinion. There it is. I really like seeing the gingham start to come up. So it's quite subtle, like the samples for the Laura hot water bottle all use white as the base rather than a dark colour. And then obviously everything kind of like stands out quite nicely as a contrast to that. But I think this is turning up really well anyway. The yarn that I'm using is, I'm just going to find the tag. It's from, I'm going to say Islair. There's probably a really good pronunciation of that I'm just missing, but let's call it Islair for now. And it's called the Lismore yarn. So it's half and half blue-faced Leicester and alpaca. It's super duper soft. It's really, really lovely. And the importance of the name Lismore is like a tiny little island off the west coast of Scotland. Yes, the west coast. I always have to do it in my head. I'm still not good at doing like east, west, blah, blah. And me and my family will go there quite often for like little holidays. It's absolutely tiny, genuinely. I think it's probably 10 miles across. And also my dad in particular grew up going on holidays there. So my sister and I bought this yarn that reminded us, that was named after the island, like a year and a bit ago, thinking that we might make my dad some socks. But I don't know why we bought this, because it's not sock yarn. Like, it wouldn't be good for socks at all. So we like went through a different plan. People will know the type of sock that we ended up making for my dad. And instead I just had this yarn thinking I need to make something for him. So the hot water bottle cover that I'm making, it's not actually for me. And I know I said I wasn't going to really do gift knits, but the idea is that it might go for him. So that's me, like, sick, making myself a deadline that makes no sense. But I think in my head, if he doesn't get it, it's not a big deal. We will find, like, I have other gifts for him. He's definitely not going to go without something at Christmas, but it'll just be like a nice little addition if I do manage to get the hot water bottle cover finished in time. And I think at the pace that it's going as well, like, I feel pretty confident about that. I've got, a week plus before I need to give it to him, so plenty of time, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on that, have like quite a simple dinner, and just keep trying to not cough. I feel like every time I say it, it brings it on. Say it 3 times and then you're gonna start like wheezing. Anyway. Yes, it's Christmas. Happy 17th of December to all those who celebrate. I'm checking in from the sick house because I'm still not feeling great, a little bit under the weather. I felt so ill that I tried to book an appointment with the GP and then couldn't do it, so I registered with a different GP, which went through today, and now I've booked a phone appointment this afternoon. I went through all of the stuff online as well, like the checklist of what you're supposed to do. In the UK, it's called the 111 checklist, and the first time I did it, it was like, book an appointment with your GP, do it quickly. The second time I did it, it was like, go to A&E. For US viewers, that's the emergency department. So I chose the option which allowed me to stay indoors, and I've got that phone appointment this afternoon, which I'm hopeful they will say to me, like, you're fine, you just need rest and fluids and you'll be all good. But I have been doing a lot of snoozing, a lot of sleeping, a lot of rest, but I've also been doing a lot of knitting, which obviously is a different form of rest, and I thought I would show you where I'm at with the hot water bottle cover that I cast on 3 days ago. So that's what it looks like now. I've finished all the colour work now, so it's going to be like a top with basically a turtleneck for your hot water bottle that goes above this gingham design. I honestly thought it was like, when I was doing it, I was like, these colours are going to look really nice together, and now I'm like, again, I feel like it might be giving the Bakerloo line. That's very London specific reference, but you know, everything's on the internet, everything can be Googled. Anyway, I think it'll be nice. I think it'll hopefully end up looking quite good. And I'm quite proud of the colour work, actually. I was going to maybe flip it and show you my floats. Let's just do that. Why not? What is there to hide? So I'm actually quite proud of my floats, apart from like, there is one bit that I will say does not look good. So it's pretty even, and I've been really consistent with like the contrast colour coming from underneath and the main colour coming from above, and then doing a wrap every like 4th stitch in the block colour where I'm kind of carrying for quite a few stitches. And then because of the design, that 4th stitch is actually offset row by row. So it's not like you have this kind of like pulling thing in the middle, which I discovered when I was doing my Iron Man socks for my dad, is that actually, like, if you have a big block, basically a square, and you catch the float in the same place each time, then it just ends up like becoming arched, like the McDonald's sign. So I learned that the hard way rather than by listening to other people. But because of this design, like, you can do it at the same point in like a row of stitches. It just happens to be within the square that it's off center, wibbly wobbly as it goes. So that's all that it took, I guess, guys, for me to do some really serious knitting, is being knocked flat by whatever strain of nasty thing I've got that seems to be going around. So anyway, hopefully today is what it takes to make me feel a bit better, and then we can get on with life and I'll be recovered for Christmas. That's the dream, that's the vision. I am now basically at the end of the line with this. I've made its little turtleneck up at the top. That is due to be 6 inches. Right now I think it's about 3. And I am basically at the end of that skein of yarn. I do have another skein of this exact colour, so obviously I could wind that up and then finish off the turtleneck, but I'm just being a little bit lazy. I'm being a little bit sick and deciding that I can't be bothered to wind that up today. I also just like cast this on, didn't gauge swatch for it, but then thought
it doesn't really matter about gauge swatching, like it'll stretch, I'll block it to the right shape, blah blah blah. But actually I want to get the hot water bottle that is going to go into this cover, see how it looks. And honestly, if I'm happy with this not being folded over, I might just cast it off there. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference to have one skein of DK weight in stash versus slightly under one skein of DK weight. But at the same time, I'm like, if I can avoid winding that up, then I will. Oh, not a big fan of what you're doing there, love. Yeah, on you go. Anyway, I think that means probably time for something else. I'm gonna go and have a bath, and that's why I'm not showing my face, because I just want to get clean and have something to eat and keep trying to recover.
Bath was so nice, honestly. It was so relaxing. I didn't wash my hair though, I just kind of kept it up and left it like this. I didn't make any further changes to the hot water bottle cover. I just decided to leave it as it is because I am going to get a hot water bottle cover tomorrow, so I'll be able to then try it on and make a decision about the final bit of it. So instead, after my bath, I cast on a sweater and I finished it. Finished it in 2 hours. Honestly. Game of wool. Eat your heart out. Am I right? No. It's obviously a little decoration. So it is, it's not helping, is it? You can't see very much more of it than that. It's made out of King Cole tinsel yarn. So can you see all the mistakes that I made? No, me neither. It is just like a quick free sweater decoration, Christmas decoration pattern that I found. And I also used some wire that I had to make this like, this little sort of coat hanger thing that will then carry up the decoration. Honestly, this is like pure trash. I have so much of this tinsel yarn in stash. I was like really taken with it a few years ago when I first discovered it. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I have 3 different colours of like basically, I would say half a kilogram of tinsel yarn each. That is insane. That is way too much tinsel yarn for anybody to ever use in their entire life. And to be honest, I kind of hate this. I don't want any more. So I'm not going to make any more. Anyway, I'm going to finish off the video there. Apart from, I was going to say, I actually didn't get a GP appointment today. I didn't speak to anybody. So I'm going to assume that I just need fluids and rest and not go to A&E, because that would be probably disproportionate to the level of ill that I feel. And I'm going to tomorrow just kind of get on with life and get back to it. I get very bored being ill. Like, it's very nice for a little bit because you get some rest and then you're like, okay, right, fine, let's just push through a little bit. So anyway, that's the end of these couple of days. I've just bundled them together and back to your regularly scheduled fun Vlogmas stuff from tomorrow. See you soon.